What does that say? What is next? Gonna try and get a thumbnail. Oh, what is my hair doing? What am I doing? Hello, good morning. Welcome to a book review. I only actually have 3 of the books I'm reviewing, and I'm reviewing 10 books. The reason for that is I am a chronic library user. So I'm just gonna review the last 10 books I read, starting at the oldest one, which is Diary of a Void. Let me grab my iPad so you guys can have photos of the books. Hold on. My password to Goodreads, and now I have to do password assistance and... Okay, I finally got Goodreads to work, so now I can start the book reviewing. For context, I read fantasy, romance, Japanese fiction, sometimes non-fiction, weird girl literature, sometimes modern classics. I read a good variety. First book I read in the 10 books is Diary of a Void by Emi Yagi. It's Japanese fiction. She fakes a pregnancy for a really long time. It's actually really interesting, and I really, really, really liked the cover art and just the art in the book. It was really good. I rated it, I think, 4 stars. I rated it 3 stars. I think it's because I read it while I was at school, and when you're reading at school, you can't put in the same amount of attention. But it was really good. It's a debut novel, I'm pretty sure, which is always crazy. People's debut novels are always really, really good. Yeah, I will read Nevermind. I pretty much summed it up for you. She had this office job, and one day she got sick of the men in the office, like, bossing her around. So she exclaimed that she was pregnant, and the entire time she decided to fake it for the entire time. It's interesting to see how far she goes and how her life changed when she faked being pregnant. It's very interesting. Did I write a review? No, I didn't. Okay. That was the first book. Let's have a look at what the second is. Shadow and Bone? Shadow and Bone. Okay, that's a big one, because I know a lot of people like that book. That's a big one. So Shadow and Bone is the first book in the Grishaverse. I wanted to start the Grishaverse because I want to watch the show, and I feel like it's a big staple in the fantasy genre. It has a lot of world building, so much so that I could not explain it to you. Basically, this girl turns out that she has these super mega powerful things, and she has to train, and I read it 3.5 stars. I wrote, I can't believe I didn't like Mal at the start, and now I think there's no other option for Alina. Which is true. I thought that I don't want to give spoilers. I'm trying to make it a spoiler-free book review. But I thought the Darkling was fine shy until later on. So yeah. I was gonna literally watch the show after I read it. Then I learned that you have to read one of the other series to be able to read it. So now I'm gonna finish the series, the Grishaverse, probably. It's pretty interesting. I think if I really got into it, the world building would be really interesting because it's just so much of it. I really like the map in the style of the book. If a book has a map, it's gonna be a good book. Right. What is next? 28 questions. This one isn't popular. I picked it off a random library shelf. So this is 28 Questions by Indiana Schneider. It is a queer book, queer women. It was good. It was long, like it was a thick book. Like I was immersed in it for a good time. Basically, the concept is they say it takes 28 questions to fall in love. Each chapter is a different question. I cannot remember for the life of me what the questions are. Someone's just described it as a queer When Harry Met Sally, and I think that's actually perfect because there is references to When Harry Met Sally in the book. I think it's really great. I think it's just so realistic to queer women and just life nowadays. And I really, really liked it. I think, sure, I can see why some people might not like it if they're not into like slices of lives, I think. My review won't make sense unless you've read the book, so I won't read it out. But I rated it 4.5 stars, which is high for me. I'm very judgy with books. It's really great. It's like you feel like you're one of their friends when you're reading it. It's great. Read more queer fiction. It does wonders for you. Right. What is next? The Powerless series is next. So I only learnt like the other day that the Powerless series is controversial because of plagiarism, and that broke my heart. But I still love the series. So I read Powerless a few months ago. It was 5 stars. I could not stop thinking about it for like a month or two. It was an amazing book. Like there will almost never be better. Then I read I read Powerful a little bit ago. It's a short story from the point of view of the main character in Powerless's best friend and a lover she had. It's so doomed. Like, if you read Powerless before you read this, you know it's already going to be so bad. I cried my eyes out. But it was so good. It was short and it was still so good. What did I gave it 4.5 stars and I just wrote I crowed. Right. I think the entire series is itself is a 5-star series, but I didn't rate every book 5 stars, only the first one. Make it make sense. And then, obviously, I moved on to Reckless. This is Reckless. Oh, I love the Powerless series so much. I'm going to buy Powerless soon so I can reread it and annotate it. This one doesn't really make sense unless you've read the first one, but yeah, it's just the second book to Powerless. I forgot what I wrote. I rated it 4 stars, and I can't say my review out loud because it is spoilers. But the ending is a shock. If I put it together, and I'm pretty sure it's because I think I had spoilers. But if I didn't have spoilers, it was a shock. But I still thought it was really, really good. Did I tell you what I rated it? I rated it 4 stars. Next was Tales from the Cafe. Hold on, I need to drink some water. My throat's so dry. I forgot that when you talk in videos, you're actually talking. So it's gonna dry your throat. So this is Tales from the Cafe. It's the second book in that series. Yeah, it's Japanese fiction. my review was 2.5 stars, which is low, but it was still good. I just read it in school again. And I wrote another tearjerker because these books are so sad. Like, if you need to feel something, read Before the Coffee Gets Cold and Tales from the Cafe, because those things will make you cry. Especially if you're invested in the characters, you will cry. Yeah, it was really good. I like the vibes. It's like a spring book. It's winter, so it wasn't that good. But it was still good. Hats off to the writer because it's such an interesting concept. And I love the rules, and I love how sometimes it feels like playful and childish, and sometimes it's like, oh, this is the deepest thing I've ever read. Okay, what was next? Mate was next. So this is what we call smart. Am I ashamed? No. No shame in the game. No shame in the game. This is Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I just thrifted Bride. I read Bride first. It's one of my 5-star books. Bride was one of my favorite books ever. This one literally only wasn't rated as highly because it's a love story between two werewolves. Well, a half werewolf and a werewolf instead of a vampire in the mix. I really like vampires, which you would see if you go through my Goodreads, you will see that I'm a vampire kind of guy. I rated it 4.5 stars. I wrote, this has got to be Ali Hazelwood's specialty, and by that I mean monroms, werewolves and vampires. If I would pay so much money to read another installment to the series, please, Ali Hazelwood, please, 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 please. It's really good. I like the soulmate trope type stuff. I really like that. I liked Bride more. When the character's name is Misery, it's gonna be a good book. I love you, Misery. I always see, like, because the love interest in both of these books are werewolves. I always see them as Muriel from the Arcana, or what's his name? Is it Warwick from League of Legends? Specifically the Arcane, though. Okay, next book. Oh my god, we're up to the physical books. Okay. The first one is Killer Instinct. Can you guys tell I get excited about books? I keep smiling. Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's a Naturals novel. So I thought I rated the first book, the Naturals, 5 stars, but I didn't. So I can't say it's one of my 5-star books, but I can say it's really, really, really good. But the plot twists are crazy. Crazy. I was reading this at school and I had to contain my shock. Especially in the first book. I will never get to have the Naturals plot twist again. And that makes me sad. I probably should have left that on so I could read you my reviews. Okay, she's big, she's hardcover from the library because, you know, I'm good like that. But the main character is a mentalist, and if you know me, I'm a big fan of mentalists. They like mind read. But let me pull up Killer Instinct. Okay, so 3.5 stars apparently. I wrote, the twist didn't get me as much, but it was still a fun binge read because I did in fact binge read this. I binge read books. If I like them, I binge read. It was so good. It was so good, and the Natural series fandom is alive and happy. It's happy. And I really cannot wait to finish the series so I get all the jokes, because at the moment I feel lame for not getting the jokes. But yes, Killer Instinct. Next up, Girl Crush by Florence Given. I love Florence Given's podcast. I listen to it anytime I'm in the car. It's about this girl called Eartha. She finds out she's bisexual. She breaks up with her boyfriend. He was a bum, I should have clarified. And she starts becoming famous on social media, and it all gets weird and twisted. And it's interesting to see, because it's set in 2030, so social media is big and booming. So in some ways, it made me a lot more careful with content creation, because I was reading this while I started posting my first video. That's scary. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. And it also convinced me to get off social media. So I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was funny, but I don't get why people are reviewing it this way. Sure, the ending and plot was weak, but I thought the characters were real and raw. So I would probably rate this 2.5 stars now. It's big, and the plot is, I don't really know what it is, but I like the characters and the story it's trying to tell and the messages behind the story, but the plot was weak. This is Florence Given's first novel. She has written 2 other books, which I'm going to read Women Who Live Deliciously very soon. As soon as I finish the other pile of books, which I might grab if this video is too short. Okay. The final one, which I just finished reading, so it's fresh in my mind. I was actually really happy about this one. Finale by Stephanie Garber. So this is the last book in Caraval, and I'm so sad I finished it, because it was such a good series. Like, I didn't really like the second book, but the world is so whimsical and magical. Let me pull up the map, because this is a book with a map, and you remember what I said about maps. Need I say more? It's so good. The storytelling is so good. And like Cameron Kane said, she was born to write fairy tales. And I wasn't even interested in Jax, but I'm going to read Once Upon a Broken Heart. Just because I'm going to miss this. I'm even going to read Spectacular, even though I don't know if it's any good. I really, really liked the first one, because the plot twist got me. Like, really got me. Like, I was mad. I didn't like the plot twist. And then in the second one, there was no real big twist, and it wasn't there for me. I'm not a big fan of Legend and Donatella. I'm more into Scarlet and Julian. And let's just say I imagine Julian like Julian from the Arcana. Can you tell I reference the Arcana a lot? Go play that shit if you haven't. It's a canon event. Sorry, what was I doing? Finale. I rated it 4 stars. Fair enough. I wrote, this book was so perfect. It felt like Caraval way more than the second one did. I love that it was dual point of view too, because you read from both Scarlet and Donatella's point of views. Which I really like, because if I had to put up with Donatella for a whole nother book, which she got better in this one, so I'm gonna let her off the hook for that one, but she got better in this one. That's all the books I had to review. I'm very passionate about books, and I have another big pile I'm going to read, and I'll probably give you guys a review. But yeah, maybe comment down below which book you thought sounded the most interesting. Which one did I hype up the most? I don't know if there was no 5 stars in this, but tell me which one I hyped up the most. And Like and subscribe, comment. This is monochromegirlthing. I hope you had fun. Have a good day.